Hello there and welcome. Today we're taking a full look at the Dart Zone Deuce Pro. It looks very neat. Let's jump right into it. Included in the box is the Deuce Pro itself with its barrel extension and a sight piece. You get 2 extra cylinders, a bit you can put on your belt to hold these cylinders, a drop leg holster, 18 darts, and the instructions. So this piece is optional, but to clip it on, you simply line these bits up with these 2 holes, just like this. Snaps on, and it's not designed to come off. But what this will do, if you choose to use it, will be to hold your barrel extension so you can switch between higher FPS and lower FPS on the fly. Here we have the Deuce Pro out of the box, so let's go over the blaster. Now you have a place to stick a barrel right here that it ships with. Now this is not N-Strike compatible. It works similar to an N-Strike barrel where you put it in at an angle and then twist. This barrel has metal through it, much like the other Pro blasters. When you stick this on, you get a significant bump up in FPS, which is really cool. You do get this little sight piece with the Deuce Pro. It's there if you want it. You can take it off if you don't. You have a sling mount here. Now down here we have the trigger, and you cannot pull the trigger unless you hit this. This is the safety. I really don't like this type of safety. Dart Zone did it on the Liberator and the Apex. I really didn't like them then. I don't like them now. It's not a big deal, just not my favorite. Now to operate the blaster, you grab the priming handle and pull it back. You then take one of your 3 cylinders. You can only stick them in through the left-hand side of the blaster, and they just push in simply like that. You can freely rotate the cylinders when the priming handle is back, but not when it's forward. Push the priming handle forward, and assuming you hold down to safety, you can then fire. And we run into a problem. As you can see, the cylinder did not feed properly that time. We're going to pull it back and remove it. We have this weird pattern, like it skipped every other dart. Let's try another one, but this time I'll go very slow. And when I went slow, that fed all 6. The problem is, how often are you going to whip out your sidearm and go slow in a game? If you're target firing or plinking, that's totally okay, you know? This is all right for that, it seems. I can try another cylinder. That fired through all. Oh, that was not the blaster, but the cylinder. One of the 3 cylinders I received with my Deuce Pro has a very loose dart fit. It doesn't matter what dart you stick in there. It could be a brand new dart, any dart. So far from what I've seen, this hole is much looser than the rest. And just now, this cylinder caused the jam, not the blaster, because the dart poked out and stopped it from doing its rotation. Let's try one of my cylinders that is holding all the darts perfectly. And that fired through all 6 just fine. So it seems I'm getting it to consistently work pretty good if you fire it relatively slow. Let's do one more a little bit faster. Oh, that was really good. All right, let's take this thing outside, test it without the barrel and with the barrel, and see how it performs. Okay, here we are outside with the Deuce. Bear with me because it is very, very windy. 103. 102. Duplicate 102. 109. 99. 106. Now let's put our barrel on. 126. 133, 131, 134, duplicate 134, and we skipped one cylinder that time. 137. So we're getting about 100 FPS without the barrel extension, and then about 130 with it, which is very solid and very respectable, especially for a pistol. Let's fire some up here with the barrel extension. Wow. Very solid ranges out of there. Let's head back inside and I'll give my final thoughts. So in the end, can I recommend you get the Dart Zone Deuce Pro? Now, I haven't had the worst issues with it. My issues are primarily popping up with one cylinder that has a very loose fit on one of the darts. If I'm using a cylinder without the loose dart fit, my Deuce Pro seems to work pretty well when you're firing meticulously. That was all 6, just fine. I personally really like this concept of increasing the performance with a barrel attachment point. That's super cool. I love that you get 3 cylinders. I love all the accessories you get with it. This feels a little bit cheap compared to the stuff we got with the Mark II, this particular piece, but the holster feels really nice. It works just fine, and you can set your blaster in there like that, and you can pull it up and put your barrel on the fly. Of course, the other high-powered Pro pistols are the Mark II and Mark 2.1. The Mark II is $80 US and the Mark 2.1 is $100 US. This is $40 US. That seems really fair. If the occasional feeding issues weren't a problem, I could get 100% behind this blaster and definitely recommend it. And besides the occasional hiccup, my model seems to work really well. I know my thoughts are very mixed on this, but in summary, I really like the blaster. If I had to pick a pro-grade pistol for a competition, if it was high stakes, unfortunately I wouldn't use this, because if I was priming quick and it skipped a couple cylinders, you know, pulling a trigger and not having a dart fire could lose you the game. So as far as a very practical pistol goes, I would still recommend you go to the Mark II or the Mark 2.1. Those are just much more reliable. They hit a little bit harder. They are more expensive, that's the thing. If you're looking just to have fun, plink, have a backyard battle with this blaster, if you don't care about the occasional skip when you're going fast, this is a really fun little blaster. Hope this video helped you get an idea to what this blaster is like and how reliable it is and how it feeds. Thank you very much for watching, and happy nerfing.